So good evening and welcome uh, to the first meeting uh, of the global community of change makers that we are trying to form. And in a way, this is the third or fourth meeting, but this is the first meeting after we decided the structure, right? So which is where we are going to continue on a regular basis. So for people who are joining in new, what we are doing here is we're trying to create a community of change makers. Change makers, we mean consultants, trainers, coaches, specifically who are in the, we can say B2B model. That is, they're working with organizations. It could be business organizations, it could be NGOs, government, education, healthcare, anything, but it's an organizational structure, not the people who are working B2C, like we had some of the other applicants, like you are saying yoga or healthcare or this, where it's a one-to-one. So we are not working on that. We are working right now as a focus on consultants, trainers, and coaches working with organizations. And why are we choosing so? Is because the bigger picture that we are working on is conscious businesses, where businesses put purpose at least as important that as profit, or preferably more than that. Okay, and the inspiration comes from this whole community. The inspiration comes from two things. One is for the last, I think three things. One is for the last 30 years, I and Aljor and a couple of other people, we have been involved with some conversations of individual and organizational transformation. Then in the last 7-8 years, we have been involved with Theory U by Dr. Otto Scharmer of MIT, which is again all about transformation of business, society, and self as a interconnected phenomena, not three separate phenomena. And the final inspiration came from the conversation called exponential organizations, which is a conversation by Peter Diamandis and Salim Ismail. And one of the colleagues with whom I was involved in this learning process, she is in Canada and she had this idea, and then we kind of partnered to build this whole game. Okay, so this is the background in context, and what we have decided is that we will do alternate sessions. 1 week we will focus on talking about our projects and networking and getting to know each other better. And the alternate week, we will focus on learning, where some of us can share topics that we are good at, and then we could have brainstorming sessions after the presentations. So overall, we are having 4 perspectives. First is get to know each other. Second is to learn from each other. Third is to support each other. And fourth is to collaborate with each other. Okay. And we see that our biggest strength would be that we are a community, and each person experiences being fully backed by the community instead of playing like a solo player, right? Lone ranger. Right? It's good in films if you are whatever star you prefer, right? Rajnikant or anybody else. But here we want to look at what can be really the power if we support each other and behave like a community. And I was just talking to one friend just half an hour back, and I was saying the biggest difference between a McKinsey and any one of us is going to be the strength of the community. Right? And the research that comes in, the learning that comes in, the knowledge sharing that comes, because they are a huge community. And many of us work with organizations and they are able to use our contribution and create great results. But we can't create great results because we don't have the infrastructure, because we are playing a solo. So a lot of things that we know, we can only implement if we work as a team. We can't implement half of the things that we know if we keep working as individuals. So these are some of the background conversations. I just thought before we start, I'll put them on the table, especially for the people who are coming in, and this is your first session. So Mohak and Upma, I think this is your first session, right? Good. So welcome to the team. Okay. So anybody wants to say anything before we go ahead? Okay. Yeah, Umesh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I missed the last meeting on Tuesday. So
Ah,
any important points discussed? Yeah, if in case,
I
just
think
brief about.
the main thing was that we aligned on this structure. We changed the timing from instead of 8 to 9 to 7 to 8, and we aligned on the structure of alternate weeks. And we have sent out a Google form where people can offer the topics that they want to do presentation on. Okay. So what we are looking at is in the learning sessions, there will be, say, two presentations, 10 minutes each, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A. Okay.
Okay.
And then there can be breakout rooms in which either we will discuss those topics that were presented, or there could be some other common topics that could be leveraged. Okay. So that is what will happen in the learning sessions. Once we create enough quorum, then we might even be able to offer special master classes, like a 1 hour session on specific topics,
Okay.
where, so suppose you or Radnisha or anybody like that wants to do a longer session and we have enough audience, then we could offer a 1 hour master class on that, right? And in the
Yeah.
long run, there could also be other programs that people could offer, which could be highly subsidized for the community. Right? Basically, we want to build the whole momentum here. Yeah. So that is the background.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's good to ask. It helps add substance for everybody. Anybody else? Any questions, comments? Okay.
Some
So
people are coming to my mind. Can I add them? Can I send them the link? And they're also trainers.
yeah. So yes, you should. All of you are requested to keep inviting more and more people. That's how we are going to expand the community. So the only thing what you should share with them is personally whatever you heard, and then you share the Google form, right, which is the survey, right? So you must have, all of you must have received a bit.ly form, which is it must be having something like a global community of change makers at the back, right? So send people that form. That form is like a way of people to show interest that yes, we are interested to join this committee. Once they share that form, then we will invite them to these meetings. So don't share this meeting link to anybody directly. Okay. We want them to take the step of filling up that survey form. Then we will send them the meeting link, and then they can be part of the whole conversation. Once people attend this meeting, then we will invite them into our WhatsApp group and our LinkedIn group. Right. So Mohak and Upma, you will receive the invitation for the WhatsApp group and the LinkedIn group after this, right? And that is the kind of a process that we are putting in place, so that we want to make sure that the right people are coming in with the right background, right? Especially the B2B context, and they understand what they are getting into, right? And don't have some other expectations. Okay, thanks, Upma. Thank you.
Yeah,
And everybody are
Manoj,
requested to invite others. Yes, Umesh, go ahead.
yeah. Only thing is, when do we propose? I have already filled the Google form. So
Yeah.
when do we propose to take off in terms of the presentations? Any
Next
date or?
next week onwards.
Okay.
It's alternate week, right? So this week is the networking.
Yeah, that you shared.
Yeah. So the next week we'll start with some sessions. Right?
Okay, fine.
So
Thank
based on all the topics that people are filling up, we will select which we would like to start with. Right? It's just
So
experiment. Yeah. So we also don't know which topics are going to be preferred by everybody. So we will kind of choose with our opinion and a little bit of tossing of the coin.
So how much of the advance notice one would get?
We will, yeah, that's a good question. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough enough responses yet. We have only 6 as of yesterday, right? But I think we should plan to give you approximately 1 week, except for this first case, which might be a couple of days. But otherwise, you should get at least 1 week notice. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
Thanks.
once we have responses and we are able to compile them, I think it should be kind of on a rotational basis, and people should be able to get 3 to 4 weeks time at least.
Okay, so what we are going to do is once we get the set of topics, we will get in touch with the person, right, and discuss with them what they need and what they're planning to do, get more clarity of what,
Right.
and also maybe facilitate with some inputs from our side what they could prefer to do. So we'll work out with individuals initially.
I mean, right now, the way I see Manoj is that only 6 people have responded.
Yeah,
But tomorrow, when we have 20, 25 responses, then we can
Yes.
actually sort them out in groups and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
kind of make a list of topics, and we'll get at least 4 to 5 topics.
yeah. I'm not worried about
And
the
then it
content.
no. So what I'm saying is, see, once you get 4 to 5 topics, right? It is actually, I mean, even if we start with after 1 week lag,
Mm.
the 5th person would actually get 4 to 5 weeks to prepare.
Yes.
And then what we can have is this, and it can be on rotational basis. I mean, people can keep on adding their topics,
Yeah. So it's
right? So
like
we
if you
should
want
be
to
able to
add,
get a 3 to 4. Yeah.
yeah. If you want to add new topics later on, you will have the freedom to do so.
Hmm.
Right? So that definitely you will have freedom to add more topics in that. And see, and also just to so once we get to a certain size, we would also look at a couple of other things. Like for example, there could be some groups which are specifically focusing on topics. So they could also have separate topic-based group to get together. And also we are looking at city-based chapters where we could get together. Like for example, NCR already
Typically,
is starting to have that a small group getting created, and it might happen that very soon we might have physical meetings in NCR if people want, right? It's not going to be compulsory, of course, right? But if people want, right? So yeah, that is what we'll do. Now, in the context of time, I'd like to move on because I had requested Aljo to come in for a specific session. Okay, so before we get into networking, what I'm requesting Aljo you to talk about is the 3 divides. You're in a position to talk about that, Aljo? Can't hear you.
Yeah, Manoj, I don't think so because I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes.
Okay.
I wish you would have told me earlier that we could have started earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, no problem. 10 minutes is more than enough, but it's okay, no problem. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you the big inspiration that we got from Theory U and why we are starting to look at things differently. Okay, and for us, we believe that's the foundation of who we are. Right? So we would like to share that, and then we will open up the space of communicating, networking with each other, at least knowing about each other. Okay, so I'm going to start here. Welcome, Nitesh, and I'm going to use a screen.
Hi, Nilesh.
Hi.
Where is my presentation? Sorry. Funny. Okay. Sorry, give me one more minute. I have to reopen the presentation. Got it. So this is a way to look at the current reality on the planet. Okay, And it is a way to look at all the problems that we see on the planet. Of course, this is not the only way to look at it, but this is one way to look at it. Okay, and let me now share the slides again. Okay, let me know when you can see the slides. I think it not yet. Okay. So let's just directly jump into this. This is something that is very important for us. So if you look at the world right now, you can see all the problems. You can see them in three categories. One is what we call as the ecological divide, right? Now, so when we say eco divide, we're talking about the ecological divide. Ecological divide is we as human beings are disconnected from nature. And I don't think anybody needs any proof of that. All of us know it. And there is a number below it, which I will explain very soon. Then the second divide is the social divide. The social divide is human beings, we as human beings, are disconnected from each other. And third is what we call as the spiritual divide, which is we are disconnected from each other. So ecological divide is, if you look at as human beings being disconnected from nature, we are consuming 1.8 times the regenerative capacity of planet Earth. So of course, planet is giving resources and it can regenerate. So if the score was less than 1, then we would be all good. We don't have to talk about it, but the score is now 1.8, right? So it's almost like we are consuming 2 planets and creating damage which may be very, very difficult to recover. But thank God that all of us are not as crazy as US. Otherwise, this number would have been 5. Okay. Still, most of us want to become like them, but as of now, we are not yet succeeded. So, the social divide is human beings disconnected from human beings, and we have been very, very innovative in disconnecting from each other. It started with religion, it started with geography, then you have caste, creed, gender, education, financial status, language, political opinion, other opinion. We keep dividing ourselves and disconnecting with each other. So much so that I am beginning to think that we are a planet of 8 billion lonely people. And there are many ways you can see this social divide. I think the social divide is also part of all the wars and everything else. But if you look at from an economics perspective, especially given that Dr. Otto Sharma comes from the economics background, he came up with that 1% of the population owns more than 50% income and more than 90% wealth. So it's on like if you can look at actually now the ratio has changed and it is becoming like almost 8 people in the world are owning 50% of the planet resources. So there is a huge divide, and it's similar in most of the countries. India is not any different. So that's there. And then you look at spiritual divide. Spiritual divide is we are disconnected from our highest future possibility. So when we are disconnected from our highest future possibility, we live a hollow life. And then you have to fill that hollowness with something. So people fill up with work and whatever else, all the various types of drugs that are there, right? Money and fame and this and that. And all that, and then we'll have the psychosomatic issues, a lot of other issues. All of us know that, we understand that. But one sad data point is the suicide rate. I think it is in today's newspaper or in last 2-3 days newspaper. Delhi had this report of some 462 people committing suicide every day, right? And 8 lakh people.
468 persons per day is
Yeah,
what is the suicide rate in India.
Yeah,
That was it was in newspaper today.
yeah. And 8 lakh people every year. So, and if you look at, you have all these natural disasters, tsunami and earthquakes and all that, and you have all the wars and terrorism and all that. But compared to people being killed by others, more people are killing themselves. And then, of course, we have what I call suicide in installments when we live a suppressed life. That's a different story altogether. But this is the situation. And this is the reality on the planet. And I believe that businesses have to include this situation. They cannot be ignorant of this situation. Education institutions cannot be ignorant or blind to the situation. And anybody who wants to consider themselves as a leader or somebody who is an active citizen cannot ignore this fact. Okay, so we wanted to share this with you, and I'm going to open the floor for questions, comments, interaction. Yes, please. Anybody? What do you get out of it? For some of you, you have heard it before, I know. For some of you, you're hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, with regards to this, social divide, already I'm experiencing this for a very long time, and already I've initiated something in this regard to create one community of people there to support each other in fulfillment of whatever comes in the family.
Right.
I came across, certain people, they're freelancers. Their life is simply bleeding, right? Depression is one thing, BP, this, that. No,
Yeah.
most of the life there's so much is the impact on their health,
Yeah.
right? And well, I could address only a couple of them, and they're doing fine now. So from that, I have taken on to create one community. It's only on a pro bono basis, so that they're supporting each other.
Yeah.
And to start with, I'm coming out with the people who have been through my coaching process. So a certain mindset is already there, sir. It is assumed. So that's what it is. That's the need. Total vacuum. Everybody is fighting with each other. Whatever coaching people they get into, whatever. There are a lot of HR people. No, there are 2 persons from HR background. Simply their life is beating. There are very, very senior positions, right?
Yeah.
Just simply stuck with all this. This is horrible. Actually, it's really horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got that. Thank you. And we are talking here about like not only a particular profession and a particular group.
Yeah.
This is a universal situation.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Mohak, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Yes, Manoj. So there was nothing to debate about. It's like it's such an obvious, depressing truth that there is nothing to debate about that. And I'm so happy. And then I had a separate conversation with you. I remember I being inspired by whatever it takes to do the work that can breach these 3 divides.
Yes.
That is what the universe wants.
Yeah. And this community can play some role in that.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Shivam, welcome. Okay.
Thanks,
Anybody
Manoj.
else?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
So, did you just join in, or did you hear the earlier conversation?
No. I saw the last bit of your presentation, and I came in at exactly 7:16. I entered.
Okay. Yeah. So you must have heard most of what I said.
Yeah, I was traveling, got delayed. My only
problem.
thing is, Manoj, as a platform, all of us are capable in our own ways, and all of us are trying hard, right? Of making a difference wherever we can at an individual level. I am and I'm sure everyone else also is contributing to whatever extent they can. The question is, how do we pool our resources to make this something really concrete and worthwhile is where the challenge I think will be, and getting everyone aligned to what we do. That I think would make a big difference.
Yes, that is true. But I'm sure collectively we will figure things out and we'll create things. Because once we have like-minded people and once we have the context clear, we can experiment with multiple things and co-create different aspects. And it could be multiple. There doesn't have to be one solution. There could be multiple initiatives that can come in.
Yeah, in fact, that is something that I am actually looking and hoping for, so that we all pitch in our energies together and get something into place.
Yeah.
Because you realize that whatever you end up doing is just a very small drop somewhere.
Yeah, it is true.
And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. There's so many areas one would like to get involved in, maybe contribute, help towards. But
And yeah, very true. And that's why first we decided that we first invest in strengthening the community itself.
yep.
Because the community itself is also going through all of this. Right? And we are ourselves playing as solo or small teams. So it's not that we are away from all of this. This ecological divide is with each one of us. The social divide is with each one of us. The spiritual divide is with each one of us. First we strengthen the community and then co-create whatever appropriate things will emerge. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Rajneesh, anything for you? Okay, cool. So this is in the background, and if you look at what could be the reason for these three divides, if you were to put, like, if you were to look at what mindset could be the reason for these three divides, and then if you think from there, what we call it is an egocentric mindset. So what we mean by egocentric, but what we mean by ego in this conversation is thinking within a boundary. So when I say me, I'm thinking a boundary, my family, boundary, my department, my company, my industry. We're all thinking within a boundary. And the moment we're thinking within a boundary, the mind becomes like, oh, I take care of people in this boundary. Everybody else, if God wants to take care of them, he will take care of them. Right? So, and that is at the source of this egocentric thing. Ego is not bad in that we're not talking in that context, but egocentric thinking and egocentric leadership and egocentric businesses, egocentric governments, egocentric organizations are creating this situation on the planet. And what we want to create is the opportunity of ecocentric. And what do we mean by ecocentric? A simple English word would be being inclusive. And also, if you look at in Indian culture, we use this word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the whole world is my family. Right? So that spirit is what we want to develop amongst ourselves, and of course, then pass it on parallelly to all the people or the organizations that we work with. Right. So with this, what I'm going to do is pause this conversation here and give an opportunity for each one of us here to introduce ourselves and take 2-3 minutes and say, so I don't know how many lines you'll be able to say in 2-3 minutes, but say something about yourself as a person more. Because what I realize is when we talk about our profession, it almost sounds like an advertisement. And while many of us have worked for a long time, so it's a lot of things to say, but let's first start talking about ourselves as a human being, right, before the profession. So let's just introduce ourselves as a human being. Don't talk about your profession. Just share other things about yourself, right, from your family, whatever else you want to say. So 2 to 3 minutes each. Introduce yourself as a human being.
Manoj, you start.
Oh, naughty girl. Okay, so yeah, my name is Manoj Onkar, and I am 52 years of age. My father is from Air Force background. So initially we moved around with him, but then when I became school age, he said, no, my school education is important. So he kind of left Air Force and made sure that I get to have a good schooling. I have been born and brought up, not, I'm born in Satara, Maharashtra, but have spent most of my life in Ahmedabad. And I have a sister, and now I'm married, and I have twin daughters, and they are now grown up. They are now in the second year of college. One has chosen engineering, and the other one has chosen languages. So she's learning English and Sanskrit, and she likes to learn languages. She's also very good at things that I never could do, which is arts and drawings and coloring. So now she has become our color coach in the house. If you want to do anything, whether it's to buy curtains that I just bought yesterday, or if we have to even decide what dress we are going to wear for a function, we have to consult her. And yeah, and I stay with my parents, and yeah, we're very lucky to have all of them healthy. My in-laws are also healthy, and my father-in-law is 90 plus, and he's also keeping well. So I always thank God for, first is that we are all healthy. And I think all other happiness is kind of destroyed the moment health is destroyed, like that. So that's a little bit background about myself. I think I must have managed in 3 minutes. Thank you.
Manoj, one question. You said that, she's good at some of the things that you're not good at. What are you good at?
I'm good at thinking. I'm good at I'm good at getting
Looks
people.
Looks like we'll have to ask your family or your daughters.
Yeah, definitely.
What are
You
your
can.
hobbies?
My hobbies are, right now my hobby is to play chess, and I also like reading a little bit. And other hobby is traveling, but I like it and I don't like it. So it's certain things I like about traveling, which is actually when I'm getting to travel, but all the headache of traveling I don't like. So things like that. But yeah, one favorite pastime would be chess. And I wanted to get coached and learn it officially, never went beyond my dilemma for that. So yes. And I am a failed, not failed, I will say, I tried to write a book with one senior colleague of mine, and after reading the 10 pages that I had written, I decided not to go ahead. Over to you, Padma.
Yeah, I'm just ready because I might have to mute myself and put off my video and only
Go
hear
ahead,
for
go
this
ahead.
time. So,
Go ahead.
good evening to everybody. It's nice to be part of this community. Just starting off with the commonalities that I have with Manoj is one is that my father was also in the Air Force, and I also am not very good at art and drawing. So those are the two commonalities that I have with him. I mean, I really appreciate artists, especially painters and someone who can think of, because I cannot think the way they are thinking. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate them. Yeah, the other thing, one thing that's not common is that my father didn't stop moving around when we became of school age. he said we will continue moving around, but thankfully towards the end, towards the higher classes, we stayed put in for 3 years each. Otherwise, it was
Okay.
like within one year, 10 months, we were moving out. But I think that really helped us. Three siblings. I have two siblings and myself. Three of us. I think it just builds a lot of resilience and adapting to change. How quickly do you adapt to change?
Yeah.
So just leave it here, ma. नीचे रख दो. Thank you. So yeah, I am 60 years old, and I have been as I said, in my younger days, we moved around a lot because my father was in the Air Force. And I have a son. I split from my marriage about after 10 years, within 10 years of my marriage. So I've been a single parent to my child, and he's turned out well, thankfully. Working in Bangalore, yeah, he's working in Bangalore in a startup as a, I mean, he's kind of second in command over there, and they're doing well, fairly well. So he's
Wow.
settled, and I'm basically into a lot of yoga and meditation. And I'm so glad I got into it at the age of 37, which was in the year 2000. It has turned my life around. And when I look back, that was the best thing that happened to me. Because today, when people look at me, one thing they say is you don't look 60, other than the hair, which the color of my hair, which gives me away because I don't dye my hair, I don't color my hair. But they just say that you look much younger than 60, and the spiritual, what was the word you used? Eco, social, and spiritual. There was a common
Yeah. Yeah.
divide,
Equal
eco
divide,
divide,
yes.
social. I think my spiritual quotient is very high, and I'm calm in circumstances, and I'm adaptable in circumstances, and so the life skills quotient will become high as well. I'm also very conscious about the environment. And I remember writing to magazines and newspapers about how people were spitting from buses over me, because at that time I had a scooter and I would get dressed and go to school, and people were spitting from the buses, and I'm here poor somebody on a scooter, and I'm going to work, and
Yeah.
and I've been working with students on this. So I'm very high on ecological quotient as well. I love plants. I have a lot of plants at home, though because of a little bit of travel, I don't like to neglect them. I don't like to neglect them. So I keep it minimal, which can be managed even if I'm not in town. So that is that. So yeah, I'm good at cooking, but I missed mentioning that I'm also a hotel management graduate,
wow.
which is my first qualification. In fact, my dad just put me into that college, and he said, "Please do hotel management. That's good for you." It helped my culinary skills definitely, and my home management skills for sure. So, but yeah, I have a wonderful network in the hotel management as well. So that's what in brief. If there are any, I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of things about myself, but yeah, that's brief in brief about me. A lot of things in my life have shaped me to become resilient and strong. That's what I feel.
Thank you very much. Good to start here, and yeah, and we'll keep exploring and knowing each other more and more as we go.
Absolutely. I'm
Right.
waiting to hear from the others.
Yes, jump in. Who's got jumping in? Okay. Yes, Mohak.
Okay, I'll start. Okay.
Mohak and then
Yeah,
Umesh. Yeah. Mohak?
Okay. Yes. So good evening, everyone. That is so good to hear, this kind of sharing in the first meeting itself, Manoj. That's a very insightful question, asking people to introduce without using their professional credentials.
Yeah.
So, so I'm Mohak, and I live in Ahmedabad. I'm 37 years old. I'm married, and I have a kid who is 8 years old. Very naughty, very energetic, and I love spending time with him. He loves reading books, and my hobbies are reading books. I really love reading. I play guitar. I've been playing that for the last 14 years, and it is something that really just that allows me to enjoy my solitude. So I really love that. And Manoj, I also love chess. I love playing chess. And the point of difference being, I have been officially coached for a long time, for quite some time.
Right.
So that was my favorite pastime a couple of years back. But over the years, I have drifted on more towards guitar and books. I love working with people. I love just being around people. I love having conversations with people. So that is what really fulfills me. And I'm so happy that my passion is my profession.
All right. Great. Thank you very much. And you're based in Ahmedabad, right?
Yes, I'm based in.
Yeah, okay, good. Umesh, and then we'll see who wants to jump in. Over to you, Umesh.
Yeah, I'm Umesh. I've settled in Noida, and I'm 64 years young because my range of friendship goes from 3-4 years to 80-84 years of age. People from
Great.
different walks of life, whether it is maybe the business owners, maybe the watchmen and the hawkers, their children, children in my society. So I call myself as a people's man. And my strength as well as the weakness is I'm highly sentimental. Maybe even while watching a clip or a movie, I get overwhelmed. I mean, so I feel it's an strength also. But yeah, my family says it's a weakness. But internally, I'm a very strong person. And bit of a connection with you and Padma. I started my first career in Air Force way back in 1979. I was one of the 10 guys selected from all over India to be in the flying branch of Indian Air Force. And unfortunately, I got grounded, and with some difficulty, I could come out. That's one. I rate that period about 1.5 years as the best golden period of my life. I learned a lot during that period.
Right.
And initially, during my earlier days, I was highly egoistic. But over a period, I've changed after marriage and, seeing my other friends, colleagues. So still evolving. I'm supposed to be Mr. Perfect. I don't like things being done not even 1% less than 100%. So working on it even now. I'm a good house husband now, along with my other professional commitments, which I keep to barest minimum now. And my wife was a teacher. She also is superannuated. I've got two children. Elder one is a daughter. She's working with. Both were very good in studies, but they were very clear they don't want to become engineers, doctors. So my daughter is in media. She is working with Star Sports on the production side. My son is quite a versatile. I don't know how to describe him. He is a master of several fields. Currently, he's away to Singapore to do his masters. He already has about 8 years of work ex, and I have been a player of hockey during my school and college days. I love meeting people. I love changing myself, and through that change, like I go for morning walk. My profession took a heavy toll on health. So now we say one area one should be selfish is look after yourself first. Only then you look after others and families. So that's about me. Thank you so much.
Very much. Thank you. Good. Who's jumping in next? Yes, Anil.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see anybody else's hand go up. So if you want to be the next after Anil, please raise your hand. Okay, Anil and then Shiva. Okay.
Okay, so myself, Anil, and I was born in Delhi, and later we shifted to Faridabad and did my education in psychology, then shifted to IT, and then again back to life coaching. And I'm having my parents; they are having good health right now, and wife, she's a homemaker, having two kids. One daughter, she is undergoing PG in psychology, and son, he is in insurance business. And my sister, she is married in Bhopal, and brother-in-law, he was in banking. Now he's having his own practice he's become a lawyer now. He's having his own practice. This is brief about the family, and For me, hobby, passion, work, it has become one, right? So the day starts, the day ends with the same thing. I really enjoy doing that. Completely, submerged with that. In addition to that, the hobby is reading books. That is one. Gardening ka shauq raha, but not doing anything on that. That
Sorry.
Okay. Got that. Great. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it Shivam?
Hey, hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Shivam, based out of Hyderabad. My wife and daughter, three of us are here. Daughter's doing she's doing something in psychology. And she tells me that she's already got a lot of insights about me. But she refuses to share what all insights she has about me. But yeah, apparently I have an interesting case study. But okay, my mother is in Calcutta. I lost my father some 7 years back, so he's no more. My mother's alone in Cal. Got a younger brother in Australia, and was born and brought up in Rajasthan. Actually, born in Bihar or Jharkhand today. Brought up in Rajasthan, educated in Delhi, hotel management, along with then got into graduation, then did my MBA, then worked.
Both of you in Hyderabad have hotel management backgrounds.
Yeah, so then worked all across India. So generally, it's been and in various industries. So I started off with sales and marketing, then got into.
Don't go into a profession.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm
the
giving
next time.
background into operations and then into whatever. So
Yeah, good.
so though all of that has been there, I love reading. Very fond of reading anything from occult to religion to physics to astronomy. I can read almost anything and get basically it's like Alice in Wonderland going down a rabbit hole. So I just if I enter into a hole or if I get pushed into a hole, I just go deeper and deeper into it. So that's why I've gone through a lot of these holes. That's there. I love photography, but nowadays time is becoming a huge problem in terms of indulging in that passion of mine. Apart from that, I love food. I love to sleep. Again, because I'm a bit lazy. That's what describes me. So that is how things are.
Good. And next time you can come with what your daughter has to say about you.
Provided I find that out first. I've been trying to bribe her. It's not working. She says, I made a note. She says, I made a note of your return to bribe me also as part of your profile. I said, okay. Dangerous. You should be very careful about what you let your children choose as professions.
Thank you. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay, Upma, go ahead.
I'm Upma and I've been born, brought up in Delhi and I've been a Delhiite throughout. My age is whatever you guess it. Mentally and emotionally, I'm 25 in my head. Sometimes 7 when I'm with kids. So that's how it is. I have always wanted to do things differently, picked up fashion design and got through the entrance of NIFT, which was my first victory to myself because that time there was one NIFT and I ranked all India 11th. So, and I was a very average student in school. So for me, that was a game changer. And then on, I've always loved design. So design is like a really part of me. It's not my profession. Design is whether I do interiors or fashion or anything. By profession, I'm a fashion designer, but I just love design. So that is one thing. I love poetry. I write poetry. I read poetry. I love photography. I love interior design. I love to cook and I love to travel and eat. And I love to understand the culture of a place, the architecture. Say if I am in Karnataka, then I'll go to Hampi and I'll go to places to see what the food is like, what the architecture is like, what forts are like. So I'm quite a travel bug in that way. I haven't traveled as much, but I love that. I have internationally traveled. I have in family terms, my family is in Delhi. I have a brother and a sister. My elder sister is in New York. She's working there. with IBM. My younger brother is in, as many of you are, in hospitality industry. He's in Delhi. And I've recently, 2 years back, parted ways with my husband. He's working in Bangalore, and my son, I have one child. My son is in his final year of graduation in Netherlands. He's doing econometrics, and he's been raised by quite an amazing mother. So no worries on that. So that is me. While I love cooking, but I make food now when my mood is like, it's like I'm not like the Puri Bharatiya Nari everyday cooking, which I've done some part of my life, but now that is so. I love sports. I've been an athlete all through. And now currently, after school, if you could say, and now currently I've started taking on tennis for last 20 years. So off and on, 20 sounds big, but I'm not a very great, but and off and on I'm doing tennis, playing lawn tennis, and I love to gym. I love, fitness and training. What else? I think a lot has got covered. So that is it. And my parents and I am recently, though I had one kid, but I didn't know that I have recently become a mother of another kid. So this is also a very interesting field. So I'm a new owner for last 6 years. So I think that is all about me. I constantly want to learn and be around people where there is learning, where there is a lot of working, say where people are happy, and how do you keep working? My only thing I believe in is the only quotient of success is happiness. So I keep asking myself, am I stress-free and happy in the current moment? So I, of course, rate myself. So then that becomes my quotient. So that is how, that is all about me. I will go on and on, but with the expression on Manoj's face,
pause.
I have to give time to others. So
Yes.
thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Nice to know some new things about you. Thank you. Okay. Nilesh, you're the last one.
Yes, thank you.
And
Thank you, Rich.
Oh,
So
sorry,
my
Rajneesh
name
is
is
pending.
Rajneesh is also there.
Yeah, Rajneesh is pending. Yeah. Go ahead, Nilesh.
Nilesh. I'm from Aurangabad city, Aurangabad in Maharashtra, and I'm born and brought up from Aurangabad. I'm an engineer by profession, and I'm staying with my wife, Preeti. She's a singer. My son is studying in the Pittsburgh Carnegie Mellon University cybersecurity expert as a cybersecurity expert. My daughter is studying in a BMS Ayurvedic. She chose the Ayurvedics purposely in a government medical college. And I'm running a ego to eco thinking movement in the entire country. We have almost participants from more than 100 cities now. Okay, they are participating in that movement of ego to eco thinking. And we had one summit also, Emerging Future Summit, 15 days before, where most of the people from the country participated in Nasik city in Maharashtra. So, and my hobbies are I'm a chess champion. I got award 2 times for the chess, and the my right now my recent hobbies from so many years is making a difference. So that's who I am.
Great. Thank you very much, Nilesh.
Yeah.
Manoj, you
Over
got
to
your
you,
coach.
Rajneesh.
Yeah.
Manoj,
Yeah.
what is coach?
Yes. Good idea. Rajneesh.
Okay. Yes. So I did my engineering, and frankly speaking, I wanted to get into Air Force. And my uncle, who was a test pilot, met with an accident. So that was the end of my Air Force dreams. So then, so the second best option was engineering. And then MBA was more of an accident. I enjoy reading. So, and when it comes to reading, I'm typically indiscriminate. I mean, I read everything, whatever comes my way. And my strengths are
Talk about your
strategic
family.
thinking. Yeah, I'll just come to that as well. So I have a wife who is also who teaches in a college, and she's done a PhD from IIT Delhi.
Oh,
My son is an engineer and is now working with BCG as a consultant. My daughter is pretty young and she's doing her BA in English from Ashoka University.
where is
So-
this Ashoka University?
In Sonipat.
Okay, all right, okay, great.
So yeah, so she's in second year of her graduation. My parents are not there anymore. We do have I do have in-laws who are in Pune. Right. So yeah, so that's the family that we have, and as a family, reading is actually a common interest. Both my children like to read. Music is another interest that all of us share, and I love to swim, play tennis, and sometimes badminton.
Okay. Multi-talented.
So not exactly, but yeah, I mean, do reasonably okay. And right now I'm in the middle of writing a book. Yeah, this is on organizations, and I feel that unlike today's organizations, where it is a hierarchy of individuals, the organizations in future would be structured around teams.
Right.
So the
Great.
organization can be seen as a team of teams, and accordingly, the business processes, etc., would have to be different. It is a paradigm shift in some ways.
Yeah, great, fantastic.
So that's all about me. Yeah.
Great, welcome. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for sharing. I think it's interesting to know people as individuals much more. And I think then knowing people as profession, after knowing them as individuals, I think it adds more value than just listening to each other's advertisements. Okay, now,
Just one more thing. I mean, Mohak, I'll be in Ahmedabad during the weekend, so I'll touch with you, and if we can meet, it would be great.
yes,
Sure,
you guys,
Rajnish, I look forward to that. Please keep in touch.
so introduce yourselves on the WhatsApp group. And Mohak, Mohak and Upma, I have shared the WhatsApp group link in the chat, Zoom chat. So everybody, you can connect there and then find out each other's numbers. Introduce yourself so that people can save your numbers. Now, what I would also request you to do is use the LinkedIn group. So there is also a LinkedIn group link. Please connect there and use that to share more about your professions, more about your projects. So that is where, see, that's where you can get a lot of space to talk and write, right? So you can share your profiles, put your links there, and regularly, at least once a week, you can update something. Like if you're writing a blog, you're talking about some project, you want to write anything. So use that LinkedIn group once a week at least to share about yourself and know each other, connect each other. So that's where you can do most of our communication. Okay. And then we have a YouTube channel. So you subscribe to that. Over a period of time, all the content that we will co-create, the sessions we will have, and other things will all be put into that YouTube channel, and it will become a community place again, right? And then, of course, the WhatsApp group is for the preliminary communications, any information sharing that will happen. So there are those three things, the WhatsApp group, the LinkedIn group, and the YouTube channel. And then,
Manoj, how do I connect to these? Can you send this on WhatsApp to me, and like I then join the links, through the cell phone, one can do everything from here to.
Okay, you don't have WhatsApp on your computer.
I have not.
Okay,
And
no problem.
all your messages are not getting copy pasted. So I was right now trying to mail myself.
Zoom messages are not copy pasted.
Yeah.
So I will send you on your mobile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this whole message. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sure. And Yeah, and then once you join the WhatsApp group and the LinkedIn group, we'll also send you another form later on for topics that you want to talk about. Okay, and you can share the topics that you want to talk about. So the next session will be next Tuesday, 7 to 8 again, and that would be a learning session. It will be a surprise. What sessions will be there, what topics will be there, because even right now I don't know. Okay, so we'll figure that out, and over a period of time, this will get streamlined, and keep adding more people into the community, and let's build something here together. Yeah. Thank you very much. Nice. to
Okay,
meet you
bye
all.
everyone.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
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 Bye bye.
Thank you.